welcome everyone to Impact, to TWF Impact, or hi everyone, and welcome to Impact. I am Renee Young, here with Elois and with Corey Graves. And today in the Wanted Rights, we want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving Day. We also want to wish everyone a happy Leaving Day too, because it was also the same day that the Old World Englanders left the Wanted Reichs for the last time. So, two holy days or holidays, both of them being gathering. But who shows up? Elois said. But Thanksgiving being the big out of the two holy days or holidays that are done on Thursday. But who shows up? Who shows up during this time too? Holy Fellow Nicholas, Father Yule, the heavenly gift giver, Santa Claus, which is just the Dutch borrowed words, what were borrowed from Turkish, which were borrowed from Greek, which will just come down to his Holy Fellow Nicholas. Ho, 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 I wish everybody a happy Yule. Well, early I should be wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving, since it's the Wanted Reichs offshoot of Thanksgiving. The settled land already did theirs way back in October. So, I just come here to let everyone know that I'm getting ready to bring happiness and glee to everyone around the world on Jesus' birthday, and that we should all keep in mind that Yule is the birthday of Jesus. All I do is just give out the gifts. All I do is bring the happiness and the glee. But God and Jesus are the true ones that Yule is all about. And I know there are going to be some folks out here that are going to say, well, doesn't Thanksgiving have any onlook? Well, it does. It's a long, long saga and tale, and some folks might say, but at the end of the day, I want to wish everyone a happy Yule, which is coming up next, happy Thanksgiving, which we're into right now, and a happy Gathering of Lights, because Gathering of Lights happens at the end of November this year for you Jewish folk. And that's enough of you, Santa, or should I say, Holy Fellow Nicholas, or should we say, Scott Calvin. Yeah, I know you've been, I know Killian Crossgoes. We knew you've been Santa Claus. You've been Santa Claus since between 94 YL, but you were the mishap Santa Claus. Like some folks say Gerald Ford was the mishap four-sitter. Well, you were the mishap Holy Fellow Nicholas. You see, you got that work by Joseph Caradas falling off the roof one night and dying. Then you wanted to make your son Jamie happy. You put on the stuff, and then you took on the work of Holy Fellow Nicholas. But, isn't that right? Oh, Killian Cross, Scarlet O'Dove. I know. Yes, I've only been Santa Claus since between 94 YL. Yes, I know I'm the mishap Santa Claus. I didn't get the Santa Claus work the same way that Christopher Kringle or Sepp Applegate or Joseph Caradas before me got it. But at the end of the day, I bring the happiness and glee. I work for God and Jesus. I make folks happy for the birth of Jesus. And you folks can scathe and shame me all you want, but I know you've been on the bad list for some time. And I know what you're going to be like. The bad list, Scarlet O'Dove says. The bad list. Don't you mean the book of life that God and Jesus have, and it has all the good deeds and all the bad deeds that everyone has done? You know, like sins. So you're going to say that we're going to get cool From where? Scarlet Dove says. Blackstone's a dying business this day. This day. Right? Right. But you can't, but you see. You see, but that would be unfair, holy fellow Nicholas. That would be unfair to handicap us by giving us Blackstone. And you wouldn't be doing God and Jesus' work if you didn't give us gifts. Yes, it is true that even the bad folks get gifts too. Even though the bad folks, the sad folks, the folks that are, bad and need loving too, and need God and Jesus as much as the good folks do. I'm not going to give you Blackstone, because then again, we all know you would probably like that. That'd go right up there. I know you're not the true holy fellow Nicholas. I know if I pull that beard's going to come right off. And we all know that someone's going to come out. Someone's going to come out and say that I shouldn't be besmirching this. I shouldn't be besmirching that. But I don't see anyone coming out to help you. Do ya? When? Yes, there is. Mr. Credible. So, you're doing this now? I know the shit you like to pull, Killian Cross. I know you have a hang-up fighting over good doers, like you did to Ashley Williams, like you did to Ninjor. Now you get to deal with me. So, you're going to come out here and bully Santa Claus? Oh, does that make you bold and fearless, Killian Cross? And tell me, Scarlet Dove, does that make you feel good? To come out and bully Santa Claus? Yeah, sure. It's so smooth to pick on an old man who brings happiness and glee to others on your Jesus' birthday. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You be ashamed of yourself. The way I look at it, Astronomer says, the one you... Oh. No, I gotta get my bowl. I gotta get my stand out. Before we do this fight. Because someone at Hasbro never ever, made it where I couldn't stand up without a stand. Come on. But I am thankful for, now I won't fit, not a whole, what did I do, grow big now? Alright. Oh no, I'm not gonna fall over, after all that hard work. The only one that should be truly ashamed of themselves is you, Killian Cross. Starting up shit again? You think that's good? Well, here's the way I look at it. Since you just love to bully on folks, you just love to pick on the weak. Like something I did many years ago that I'm ashamed of. So today, you're gonna fight Mr. Incredible, or Lord Wonderful, or whatever you want to call him. Yeah, Ecliptor says, you would think that one day wouldn't go by there were evildoers like you doing shit, but sadly there is. So we're going to have the match here today. Mr. Incredible or Lord Wonderful fighting Killian Cross. Astronomer says, you can have a happy Thanksgiving. Which one? You pick and choose. The settled land one or the wanted rights one, Ecliptor said. It's all the same. Looks like we're going to have the fight now. Holy Fellow Nicholas, Father Yule out of the ring now. The Heavenly Gift Giver out of the ring now. We haven't seen Killian Cross in some time, and the last time we saw him, he was having his hangs up with Ninjor, Renee Young said. And now he wants to start shit with Mr. Credible, or Lord Wonderful, or Lord Awesome would be the English word for it. And Lord Awesome right now, or Mr. Credible, is beating up, taking down Killian Cross, Renee Young said. And that was just shameful right there. Elois said, why is it every time Santa comes out, or any time Jesus comes out, why are they always getting shamed by someone, Elois said. Because Santa and Jesus, that's their only grounds for being in wrestling, is to get shamed and scathed, Corey Graves says. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of onlook for Santa Claus, and I have a lot of love for Jesus the Healer, but I don't really think wrestling's a stead for them. Oh, and Killian Cross just took down Lord Credible, Lord Awesome. Be Mr. Credible, Lord Awesome. He's got him in the cross jacket, the cross lock. You just hit him in the back of the head, and then you put him in a cross jacket, a cross lock. It's over. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, Killian Cross. So Killian Cross and Scardo Dove should be truly happy with this sad thing that they did. Here today on Impact, Renee Young said. On Thanksgiving, the Wanda Reichs offshoot of Thanksgiving. Since the Settled Land already did their Thanksgiving already in October already. And they should be ashamed of themselves, Renee Young said. Well, yeah, they should be ashamed of themselves, Elois said. But Killian Cross and Scarlett Dove, they've never been ashamed of anything they've done. Elois said, no, Killian Cross, he was never ashamed of anything he did during his time in WWE when he was on NXT, and he became a 2-time NXT heavyweight fighter. When he went to Raw, he was never ashamed of anything he did on Raw, and then they let him go. But you think he was ashamed of anything he did during his time in WWE? I would think not. I would think not, Corey Graves says. Well, I do understand that Gene Okerlund is going to be, Gene Okerlund is going to be talking with Killian Cross and Scardo Dove here on Impact. Yes, Renee Young, I'm going to be talking with Scardo Dove and Killian Cross here on Impact. First off, I just want to say how shameful what you did out there to Santa Claus. I mean, that was just shameful right there. Gene Okerlund, I don't care what your fodder belief of me is. Go ahead, scathe me, shame me all you want. But I am a former 2-time WWE NXT heavyweight fighter. I beat many folks during my time in WWE when I was on NXT, when I went to Raw. I only lost 3 times during my time there. To Jeff Hardy, to Keith Lee, and to Samoa Joe. And everyone else I fought I beat. And you lost to Ninjor, you leave that out, and Ecliptor. You like to bring up the times that I lost to Ninjor and Ecliptor. Well, I got my wins back on them. Just like I got my wins back on Jeff Hardy and Keith Lee when I was in WWE. I'll tell you one thing. The way things were when I was in WWE on NXT and Raw, well, if I would still be in WWE, I would do it. But I'm not in WWE anymore. But who cares? I'm in a TWF. And when I did a Holy Fellow Nicholas, Scott Calvin, Father Yule, the Heavenly Gift Giver, that made me feel great. I took out all my wrath that I couldn't take out on Vince McMahon and Nick Kong and Johnny Ace and Kevin Dung and Hunter Hearst Helmsley for letting me go from WWE. So I take it out here in the TWF. So you took it out on Santa Claus because you couldn't take it out on anyone else. You know, that is someone who really should be ashamed of yourself and your behavior and the way you act, the way you play. Yeah, like I said, I don't care. You can shame me and scare me all you want, Gene Okerlund. I don't care. And I'd do it again. You know, Mr. Incredible or Lord Awesome or whatever you want to call him. Another bullshit Disney South. You know, I am always... It's funny about how everyone loves... See, it's funny how the TWF always likes to bring out the non-wrestlers, the non-fighters. Well, I don't care. I beat Lord Awesome or Mr. Incredible, but Mr. and Incredible are French borrowed words. I tell you what right now, you like what I did. Scarta Dove, I'm sure you're happy with your husband's behavior. Yeah, I'm happy with my husband's behavior. He stood up to Holy Fellow Nicholas. He stood up to Father Yule, the heavenly gift giver, Scott Calvin. So you seem to know that Scott Calvin is the fourth Santa Claus, and he took over in between 94 YL. Yeah, could you mind see that? And I'll tell you what my husband Killian Cross did to Santa Claus was nothing from what he did to Mr. Incredible or Lord Awesome. He hit him in the back of the head. He put the cross lock on him, whatever you want to call it. I guess you call it the round lock. And even though WWE let us go, even though he spent a lot of good years in NXT and some months on Raw, I'm not mad about it. Because we get to do all the fun in TWF that we can't do in WWE anymore. And if Mr. Incredible, or should we call him Lord Awesome, wants to have another fight with Killian Cross, he knows where he can seek him. Well, that was my talk with Killian Cross and Scarta Dove and their shameful behavior. Back to you, Renee Young. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Killian Cross and Scarta Dove here on Impact. Once again, shameful behavior, once again, I must say, by Killian Cross and Scarta Dove. Renee Young said, yeah, Eloise said, you would think that by now, you would think that Holy Fellow Nicholas, Jesus the Healer, you would think that they would get love and onlook in the TWF when they come around. But sadly, it never seems to be that way. Now, I do have a lot of onlook for Holy Fellow Nicholas. I got love for Jesus the Healer. But I'm telling you, Corey Graves says, Santa and Jesus should not be in wrestling and fighting. This is why they're not in wrestling and fighting. Oh, I take that back. I mean, WWE and OVW and AEW, and I guess they're gonna do it this year. But whatever. I like when Killian Cross what he did to Mr. Incredible. Should we call him Lord Awesome? Since Mr. and Incredible are French borrowed words. But that's all the time we got here for Impact. I am Renee Young for Elois and Corey Graves. We hope you like Impact. We wish you all a happy Thanksgiving for all you folks in the Wanted Rights, which we are in. And we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.